Begin transmission.
You are listening to Corellian Run Radio, your route through hyperspace to the latest news on Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Hi, and welcome to Corellian Run Radio. This is episode 143, and we're recording Sunday, April the 26th, 2015. Hi, my name is Jason, the Frazzled One, and I'm joined by my co-host, Heather. Howdy, Heather.
Hey, Jason.
Oh, good grief. So how are you, Heather? Take two here.
I'm good. I came back from Star Wars Celebration last weekend. That was fun, and I went to the cantina, which we'll talk about a little bit more later. And between now and then, I did some raiding with my guild. That was cool. We'd actually we downed 16-man Bulo.
Oh, nice.
On hard mode. On
Excellent.
The Ravagers, so that was kind of an accomplishment, just because it's so hard with so many people.
So many circles.
Yeah.
So what else you been up to?
I've been trying to move the last few days. I don't have the keys yet, so I'm just kind of a sitting duck waiting for things to happen until I can move. Yeah, and I'm getting a dog, and I have all these things going on this weekend.
Pretty exciting, though.
Yeah.
So what kind of dog?
A Boston Terrier, actually.
Awesome. No, I've been kind of busy. I've been double XPing this past week when it was going on. I enjoyed that. Of course, I told everybody in the stream last time that I was going to work on my new sniper, get him. He was at level 30 last Friday, and I ended up getting to 54, so I didn't make 60. Of course, I didn't do the McKeb thing where you go there and just went to 60. I was really trying to do as many of the story arcs on the planet and also the class story, so I really was trying to do it just old school, but I did some quad drives and stuff like that, so I've been really having a good time with it, so I definitely will have him up to 60 very soon. So, and then just doing some other stuff with my other tunes, just typical flashpoints and all that stuff like that, so I haven't done any raiding lately. I need to try to get into that again. So, and of course you went to the cantina. We had a lot of big things going on with that.
Yeah. We'll talk about that in just a second. But we do have a special guest here today with us.
That's right, we do.
Live on the show. Hi, Redna.
Hello,
Redna. How is it going, man?
it's going great. I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
How was your week?
Well, let's see. We got Bulo down with 2 melee. That was a lot of fun, actually.
That's an accomplishment.
Where we had one of our tanks decided to be a healer, one of our healers decided to be a DPS, one of our DPS decided to be a tank, or I don't know. The tank decided to be a DPS.
I think I watched that.
And so our healer became a tank, yeah. And anyway, just a bunch of shuffling. It's like the same normal group, but then they thought that they would easily be able to take down previous content that we'd had before, and that didn't turn out to be the case until this week we finally were able to start doing it again, so... Some great attempts on walkers. Other than that, I did start doing some good PvP and enjoying myself in the rank just for the lulz. But yeah, just having fun.
Awesome. We will get more into talking with Redna later. And I guess we'll go ahead and just jump right into the news.
From the Newsnet and beyond.
So yeah, this past week, we all had Heather. She was at the Anaheim Community Cantina. So Heather, tell us a little bit about what all happened there.
It was really cool. I showed up a few hours early, and I got this. I got a book, this journal of Master Nost, I think, by Satil Shan or something like that, and it was signed by the BioWare staff. So all the early birds in line got that, and there's quite a few people there lined up. And once we got in, it was like the biggest cantina room I've ever been to. There was a big projector showing the SWTOR cinematics, and there was a few tables. There was food on the side, but it was so crowded in there that I didn't even have the opportunity to get any of the food. so sad, right, that I, couldn't eat.
No,
but
no food
but
for
yeah,
either.
yeah, it was so crowded. There were so many people, and there was over 1,000 people. I know because I lost my pet code, and I tried
Wow.
to ask Tate Watson for another one. And he's like, "We ran out. I believe that you actually lost your code, but we don't have any more." So I'm like, "Okay, whatever. I'll get a code from someone else, and just
So
plan on
over a
giving away."
thousand.
Yeah, yeah. So
That's
there's a lot of
impressive.
people in there, a lot of SWTOR cosplayers, and even Star Wars cosplayers. There's Darth Maul was in there, which was great. I
Darth
don't
Maul,
think
really?
yeah, it wasn't the same Darth Maul I waved to though. I waved at Darth Maul and he waved back. But yeah. So at the cantina itself, I kind of sat in the front. There was a table with a couple guys there, and they were from Zors, which was really cool. They were in there pretty early, I guess, because they were getting the award. So I ended up at a table with them, and then all these people just came in and sat behind us, and so we were kind of trapped there. We couldn't really move.
Yeah, I saw them get the awards, gave the award to Zors. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. So that was exciting and really nice that they did spotlight some people that play the game, and obviously they're really dedicated to the game, and so that was nice that they gave them public recognition.
So now, what is your personal take from the Community Cantina? What all was your highlights of it, and what do you think was some of the best things that happened?
Well, let me say the bad things first because I think I can talk about the good things second. The bad part was I really tried to bring in a lot of questions to the cantina to talk to the devs and community team and all that. But the way that this one worked was we had to write down our questions on the index cards that were on the tables. And so here I am with a stack of about maybe a dozen or so questions, really, really, really good questions, and we turned them in. And the Bioware staff, they screen those questions. So they look through and pick which ones they wanted to answer. And so most of my questions were not asked. The one question that they did ask that I wrote down was the one about melee players, if they could or if they had any plans on making certain bosses or boss encounters friendlier to melee players. And I thought, I mean, if anything's going to get asked, at least that one was asked because it pertains directly to to me,
Yeah.
which is nice. I know that's so self-centered, right? It's like, thank God they asked
Exactly.
the question that pertains to me.
That's the one I wanted to
But
answer, so thanks you.
but yeah, so I was kind of disappointed in the Q&A. But then when I thought about it, this cantina, this is more than just a Q&A. This is a place where I'm meeting all these people. I met people from Wook, from Enmity Podcast that we, talk about all the time, and Zors, and all these people that stream on Twitch, that have vlogs. That it was just so exciting to meet everyone. And you know what? We did get some new information, like that wristband that we got that said Fallen Empire, June 15th. What is that?
Exactly.
What is Fallen Empire?
What is that about?
So when they said that they were going to release some new information at these cantinas, I mean, they weren't wrong. They
Yeah.
they did say something new, and also they did announce the Ultra Boost or whatever it's called starting May the
Epic
4th.
XP.
Yeah, the 12 times XP forever for subs, or until further notice, it's
Until
forever.
further notice, yeah.
And the Yavin 4 stronghold. I did release the pictures pretty quickly after I received the flash drive, but that was new information also.
Yeah, I've got a few things. I've been showing some of the pictures, your personal pictures that you took there at the Community Cantina. Been looping through there. I did have a few pictures, of course, a few things that they did talk about, and some things we knew about from anybody that's been on PTS, of course. Going to be about the Emperor. We're going to learn some new creatures. They're the monolith, and then also more lore about like the sixth line, the Jedi code that actually have the sixth line, which I'm sure Redna could probably quote that because I don't have it right now.
But yeah, I mean, I wish they would have given us more, but I mean, I still had fun at the event.
Yeah.
I just,
Well-
I mean, I don't know how to feel with it. I'm happy with the game. I'm happy with my guild, but I just feel kind of bad. There's all these PvP players just crying, and I mean, I don't know what to say.
Exactly. Now, did you get an opportunity when things kind of broke down from the panel later to actually talk to some of the devs and stuff like that?
Kind of. Kind of. I was talking to a few. They were obviously really busy because it was a very busy cantina. I got to talk to Tate for a second, one of the cinematic artists for a second. Well, longer than a second. I did talk to someone in particular who I'm going to be emailing something to.
Mm.
But but I don't think it's gonna be that fruitful.
Well, you never know. So, yeah, I've been going through, and do you think that was the size of the cantina that maybe is why they went to a format like that? Similar to like some of the Comic-Cons, because if you go to a big panel or something like that, they don't let everybody ask.
Yeah, I did like the setup that they did. I thought it was very organized. The only disappointing thing was because there's so many people in there, you can't control what everyone's asking.
Yeah.
And so if people are just asking things like, what does the outfit designer do? Like, oh my God, don't ask that. Ask something
Wookiees be a playable
important.
race?
Ask when is Nightmare coming out? Is it coming out with 3.2? Is it coming out with Fallen Empire? Tell us something.
Mm-hmm.
And for many players, many subs, Zyos wasn't even a new thing because they played it through the PTS. I personally, I have not, but yeah, just a lot of players, it's just kind of...
Yeah.
I don't know. So I don't know how to feel about this cantina because I had fun and I like talking to a lot of people, but at the same time, it's just kind of disappointing.
Well, yeah, it's that double-edged sword. If they don't open the PTS, then things don't get tested, and then people get upset. If they do open the PTS, people play through a lot of the story stuff and the content, and it becomes old to them. And so then it's like, well, when's something new? When are you going to talk about something new? So, I don't know. We did find out about the Yavin stronghold, which we didn't know which place that would be.
Yeah, it honestly it looks great, but I still don't have a decorated stronghold. So this is just like,
oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like,
there's
okay,
great. I have something
get my
else.
guild leader to decorate my stronghold if they really want me to.
So the other thing, was what you mentioned. This whole thing, the secret image on the flash drive.
Oh yeah, that was cool. I saw Dolphy tweeted it after a couple hours later.
Yeah.
I saw it. I was like, oh, that must be the Emperor's throne.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I got it posted up there. Should be showing up there on the stream now. And it's got down the corner the hashtag Fallen Empire. So, what is that exactly? And of course, then like you alluded to earlier, the whole wristband that everybody's giving out there. Fallen Empire. And it's got the date, June 15/15.
Yeah, that is a date.
It's a date, and what's on that date? Because it's not a Tuesday when we typically get content. It's going to be, if I'm correct on that, the start of E3.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe EA is going to be announcing something exciting for us.
I'm just saying, it's been a while for BioWare, SWTOR to actually be at E3. I'm just... what could it be? What could it be? Very curious. Very curious indeed. So, yeah, having just watched the live stream, through the thing, thanks to Dolphy for putting that up there, because I didn't get to see the live stream. I was busy actually gaming. I kind of like, oh, whoops. But I did get to watch the video of it, and I thought it was really cool. In fact, I've got some of that. Let's see here. I can show the little trailer here. That was pretty cool.
The scores of dead have nourished me.
We're still here, guys.
The Emperor. This galaxy is mine. It's time. I claim it.
So was that the Emperor in the first shot?
Our former Emperor, Vishet, he's here. Vishet's presence, here on Ziost. He's taking over this outpost, controlling soldiers and Sith, using them to murder anyone he can.
You would feed on every last life in the galaxy to become immortal. I won't let that happen.
Your words are as desperate as they are useless, and they will be your last.
Yeah, so there we go.
So cool. I mean, what was that big guy? I mean, it makes me feel like I want it to be a new operation, like a 5-boss operation. That would be nice if, there's one emperor and there's some big monster dude and whatever all those other people were, but I don't like to have high hopes for anything.
Well, I mean, I like the trailer. I think it's a great trailer. It's the new Rise of the Empire trailer, which is coming out Tuesday. I have one question. I love the trailer. I thought it was really compelling, like there are any other trailers. Why isn't it on the website?
It's not on their website?
No, it's not on the website. It hasn't been anywhere except there at the Community Cantina.
Remember? Oh, really? It's not even on YouTube or anything?
Well, I had to. The only way I found it, I had to go to Dolphy's channel and get it off the actual live stream event. So
yeah, I remember last time when we had Tate on the show, and I was saying, yeah, I couldn't find this thing on the website anywhere, and he said, yeah, because it's not on the website.
I'm like,
but that seems like an essential thing to have
exactly.
on there.
You're getting ready to release a major update. That is something you need to have that out there. Market it all you can. Yeah, that is a great tool right there. That's a compelling trailer. They're like, what's this about Zyos? What's this about the Emperor? He's back? What? I need to find out what this is. I need to get back into the game. And if you don't know what's going on, this is a great opportunity to reach people. And so, I don't know. I think it's a missed opportunity. I mean, as much as I like the trailer and I like the direction I think the story's going in, I think they missed a great opportunity there.
Yeah. I hope that that's an operation, but, whatever. I'll just sit here and continue doing Torque hard mode.
Listen to you. I think,
And all that video footage looked like to me was what I'd already done on the test server.
Yeah, exactly.
For Zyos. That was all Zyos footage.
Well, that's what I said. Like, if you already play on the test server, it's just not exciting. And a lot of people are subs. Yeah. I mean, I know there's a lot of people that are not subs, but there's certainly a lot of people that are subs and that have already played this content. So, and they did say that there's more to Zyos than what they had on the PTS, but I mean, how much? I mean, I have no idea.
Yeah, there was definitely, when you play through it, there's some definitely like gaps, but I don't know. I mean, I stopped. I didn't play the entire story on PTS because I was like, okay, I get kind of the general direction it's going. So I want to be, leave a little surprise for myself. I do think that, I mean, it's not anything new if you've done the PTS, other than there's supposed to be a few extra things. But I'm like, man, why aren't you marketing at least? I mean,
yeah, like there's Star Wars. People are crazy about Star Wars this year, and if there was maybe like internet ads or I do SWTOR things online all the time, and I don't get SWTOR Google ads, and yeah, there's no TV commercials. I mean, not that I watch that much TV for me to see commercials, but I don't see anything.
Well, when you go to Twitch, I mean, when's the last SWTOR advertisement?
I saw one once.
I saw some, but I haven't seen any recently. And then this would be a great opportunity to get that out there, that message out there. And I think, especially when the content's dropping Tuesday, I mean, I would have definitely had those ads going all the way through Star Wars Celebration. As soon as I showed that trailer,
they should be marketing and dropping promotional material and everything all day long, east west, since Wednesday, just for May the 4th.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Everybody should be subbing up May the 4th, 12 times XP.
Now, yeah, if you want to get in and sub and get your character leveled, that's exactly right. With the 12 times XP coming back, the epic XP. What are your thoughts on that? You think that is a good call for that to be subscribers?
For me, I like it just because, I mean, leveling is such a pain to me. I only play like one character. I have other kind of max level characters, but just, I don't know. I guess it helps if all you want to do is play the story, and that's all I really want to do. I don't want to have to play, kill 50 whatevers on the Coruscant like like 8 times.
Yeah, especially if you've already done it like 1 or 2 times on, either side, and you kind of get the gist of some of the planetary quests. I can understand, okay, I'm just going to get 12 times XP and go through it, because I will admit I did that with my Sork, and I really enjoyed doing it that way, because it's like the story stayed a lot fresher in my mind, because I wasn't like, okay, what happened in the last planet? So I kind of like that, because there wasn't really any stop gaps. You kept going and going and going. Just
Yeah, that's really cool. The only thing I would be worried about, though, is players exhausting the content.
Well, yeah.
My knee-jerk reaction was concern for that, because people might... I don't know, it just seems like a bad idea to completely make unnecessary any of your content outside of your class stories.
Yeah. Well,
because that's the only experience you need. In fact, it makes PvPing irrelevant, it makes doing GSF irrelevant, it even makes doing the old space missions irrelevant, because you only need to do your class mission and you're going to max cap.
Yeah.
That being said, there are definitely a lot of people that they only like to play solo, and they only want to get through the story content. And with the current free-to-play model, quite frankly, they don't need to spend a dime on the game in order to get that entire experience. It might take them longer, but this way it incentivizes them to give them some subscription money and make some money off of them, and if that's all they care about, then that's all they're going to get out of it. But it's also going to enable those people that only care about the end game to get characters to the end game and start playing what they want to play. So I think the reason they decided to leave it open-ended and possibly infinite is because they're going to find out what the financial ramifications might end up being. It could be good or bad. I'm not 100% either direction on that point.
That's a good point. It's going to definitely give them some idea of which way they should probably take it by seeing like the financial results from that. I definitely see your point too, though. I think it's going to make a lot of the content that they spent a lot of money, a lot of time with the dialogue and the voiceover that was touted on these planetary quests that is kind of like meaningless. That if you're just get the 12 time XP and you'll blow right through everything. Because
Hey, Jason, real quick, we have an emergency. Redna has been dropped from the call.
Okay.
Okay. So I can keep talking.
Okay. We will just keep talking, and we will get Redna back as soon as we can.
He's on the call. The only thing I'm worried about is the recording file, so we'll see how that turns out.
It should be on the same file, so he comes back in. We'll see how that goes. It should work out fine.
Hello,
welcome back.
Luke is back.
See, he wasn't gone that long.
Well, speaking of Redna, well, maybe we should get into talking a little bit more about him.
Let's jump right into the community buzz. So we do have Redna with us, and glad to have him back. Thought we'd lost you there for a minute.
Yeah. If you don't know Redna, he goes by R3DN4. He is a host on The Republic, which is on Gamebreaker, Hyperspace Beacon. I don't even know where it is at now.
You can always just check the YouTube stuff. That's the easiest way to discover that. We're working on some new stuff, Larry and I, but...
Anything you can divulge here?
What's that?
Anything you can divulge here about the new stuff?
Oh, not at this point, although I will be having on my live stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/R3DN4. Hopefully this week I'll actually be able to self-promote some things.
Awesome.
And then I've got a good few different things I'm working on that are all supposed to launch. I've got a big one that's going to launch on May the 4th, and I've got something that's going to be launching in just a couple days. That's
what's
kind of
that?
a pilot. It's just something goofy that I'm only going to do any advertising on my own Twitch stream and nowhere else because it's nothing major. But the other one, I'll definitely give you guys a heads up and let you talk about it, hopefully on your next broadcast.
Ooh, you heard it here first. We're going to have some live stuff to tell you guys next podcast.
So how did you start streaming? How long have you been doing that?
Oh, boy, let's see. I think I only seriously started streaming... Well, I guess I got when did I get serious about it? I guess it was end of last year, just before 3.0. I started really getting into it with any kind of regularity. I'd started up my account probably May of last year, but I had not taken it seriously enough to even know what I was doing. Also, I needed to get my internet issues arranged. You've got to make sure you've got a certain upload speed in order to be able to stream with good video quality, sound quality, and everything. And then just learning how to use OBS, and I was doing it all alone. I didn't know anybody that was streaming at the time, but
Yeah, now you have over 1,000 followers on Twitch. That's really cool.
That is
yeah, it was a
impressive.
lot of fun, and
Yeah.
it's been a lot of help too. I know you guys had Goken PT on before, who I've really enjoyed getting to know him. He's really nailing it out of the park as well. Snickers is really cool. I actually just like the streaming community too, because there's a bunch of us out there, and
Yeah, there's a bunch of them in the chat room right now. You can say hi.
yeah, well, and even Duxon's out there, and I try to host these guys every once in a while as well, and just try and create a healthy, friendly community within the SWTOR streaming community, because frankly, I guess I've heard some bad things from people who come into my chat room that they don't like certain streamers or whatever, but I haven't actually seen any streamers that I haven't enjoyed watching what they do. So I felt like it was something I could do, and got really excited to be a part of it, and have had a blast doing it since then.
So, what is your favorite thing to do, when streaming? Obviously, is it PvP operations or certain type of other gameplay?
Well, ironically, okay, so when it comes to SWTOR, I will play anything. But when it comes to what is my favorite thing to do when I'm streaming, it's talk to my chat room. I
Awesome.
have gotten so good at being out, because I've got multi-monitor setup, so I can have my game up. But like if I'm doing an operation or I'm doing PvP between queues or whatever, I want to be talking to the chat room. They help me stay engaged and not get bored or pissed off that a queue pop is taking a while, or a pull is taking a while, or whatever it is that I want to do, or a spawn if I'm doing an achievement run or anything like that. The chat room is where it's all about. I really, really enjoy the people that are in there. And even you've got a bunch of people in your chat room right now that I've recognized their names from my own chat room, and that's for me the most fun for streaming in general. Even I will stream other games occasionally. I like to say I stream about 80% SWTOR and 20% something else, but it's just having that chat room accessible and friendly to talk to and to engage with them. And even when they're not talking to me, it helps me to know that they're there, because then I'm running my mouth explaining what I'm doing, what I'm thinking, so that hopefully people can learn something from me.
So how long have you been playing SWTOR?
3 or 4 weeks before it launched. And I was in, I think, like the second half of the first day of early access. So yeah, I've been on since it started and haven't stopped playing.
What's your favorite class to play?
My favorite class to play is definitely my gunslinger. It's my first that I got to max cap when it was 50. It's always the first one I got to 55, the first one I got to 60. It's my favorite character to play. I don't know. It's
I
first
think
loves.
it's so funny because there's a lot of players out there that they love their gunslingers and their snipers, but nowadays I don't know, I feel so bad because that doesn't seem to be the class that people are playing now, even though I know that that was their class. I can think of at least a handful of people. And how do you feel about that, about having to play different classes, or not having to, but choosing to play different classes, even though you did say that that's your favorite one? Because I will always play my Deception Assassin no matter what crazy crap happens to it.
Well, okay, so what it boils down to is couldn't get a consistent tank. So before the end of 2.0, I had to have a tank, so I had a shadow tank. I've always enjoyed when expansions come out changing things up. So then I knew I was still going to be tanking with 2.0, so I had switched to a Guardian tank. We went through the existing content at the time, and then I dove hardcore into PvP, like hardcore, and was playing my Vanguard DPS, both specs. Really enjoyed that a whole bunch. Also really got down the rabbit hole of GSF for quite a while. And then when I came back, well, I guess really I got back into operations just before 3.0, kind of cleared out that content, did it on whatever character I needed to at the time, and pretty much just got dragged through. But with 3.0, I decided I wanted to heal. So I went with my commando that I had. And of course, with 12 times XP, I now have all of the advanced classes, so I can mirror legacy, smuggle any gear between whatever. But at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, I play what I like to change what I play. Part of my not getting bored with the game is not playing the same character the entire time. But that also being said, I always like to return to my gunslinger. When an expansion comes out, little things change here and there, and I do like playing all three of the talent trees. When I first started to play, it was talent trees at the time, and I liked the sharpshooter talent tree. Then I learned dirty fighting. Then I learned the saboteur. Then I learned the hybrid saboteur dirty fighting, and I really really enjoyed that. And then as they make class balance changes or shut certain things down, or they introduce a discipline system, you always want to revisit and find out how things have been shaken up or whatever. So I just don't get bored because I have so many different. I guess I never feel obliged to play any specific character, although I'm always trying to make myself available to play whatever role is needed. I certainly have favorites in roles at this stage. If I were asked to be a tank, I would do Vanguard because I haven't done it. If I were asked to do DPS, it's always going to be my gunslinger just because I'll take any excuse I can to play him. And when it comes to healing, it's my commando. But I do have my sage as a backup, and I do have all the other classes available. It's like somebody asked me the other day, what's my least favorite class? And frankly, I don't have one. I couldn't answer that. It's like the one I play the least would be the Sentinel or the Marauder, but that's not because I don't like it. It's just I like all of the classes very well.
So you've been on the Republic. So what's that like been on that to actually be now? It's co-host, correct?
Yeah.
So what's it like being on the Republic? And what kind of things do you have lined up? I know you can't tell us everything, but when is it on and stuff like that? And what do you like being on the Republic about?
Well, I really enjoy being a part of the Republic because I get to be a part of the video footage, and I mean that was kind of like with my other projects that I'm working on and everything, and building up the stream. I really like being able to have a chat room to talk with, and I really like the visual medium and participating in that. It just seems like it fits my personality and my mood, and I feel like just like when you text message something or you tweet something, it can be misconstrued because there's no tone or sound involved in it. And just like audio, you can see so much, but when you can see faces and hand gestures and everything else, I feel like people can really understand. You can make a snarky remark without wanting to be a complete jerk. And
I also think that you being on the Republic, it complements your streaming very well because it's also something that plays on Twitch.
Yeah, it's twitch.tv. I mean, and it's a great place to. It's nice because then I can also interact in the chat room, and then people can see my handle right there, and then all they need to do is click on my handle and follow, and then come to my stream because that's what I love. I love being in my stream. I just was able to give out my 300th prize on my stream, cartel pack, and whatnot.
About how many cartel coins, in prizes do you think you've given out? Have you counted?
I don't know. So take 250, multiply that by say 250, and then add a few hyper crates in there, and that would be about where you're at.
Wow.
Nice.
So I know you used to stream a lot of PvP, and I know you kind of mentioned this before when you're talking about playing different classes, but you've now switched to doing more operations. What led to the change, and are you enjoying doing more ops now? And
I am. In fact, I found I'm really happy that I moved into operations with 3.0 when I did, because as we all know, PvP is just not getting any attention, literally.
Yeah.
There are class balance changes, and yes, that impacts PvP, but there is no PvP attention being given to this game at all whatsoever, which is a shame because I think it's a hidden gem of the game, even with the class imbalances that do exist. It's wonderful. It's a lot of fun. I love the frickin' PvP, and it's a shame that they don't give it the attention it deserves. I tend to lean back on the fact that BioWare this is their first MMO. They've never done anything like this. I feel like they're constantly improving, but right now they seem to have moved directly into enabling single-player engagement and experiencing the entire game as a single player. They focused entirely on the PvE and the story. And since that's my doing the operation and participating and having all of these alts that I'm I like to do every single story, light side, dark side, Imperial and Republic, male and female. So it's definitely the fact that I'm streaming mostly PvE right now is beneficial because I'm not in the community that's very frustrated. PvP's frustrated and GSF is frustrated. They're completely neglected, and they are validated in feeling that way. So I'm glad I made the decision. I would love to be able to spend more time in PvP and GSF and even broadcast that stuff. And I still get people. That's why I still do stream it on occasion, because some people do come in and they ask me to, and I will show it to them. But when there isn't something new to show, I like to show the new stuff, the new shinies, the new content, and that's why I like to give out the cartel packs and everything, because people can win new shinies themselves and have them on their characters. And getting the speeder mount codes from people that got to go to the community cantina was great. I'm constantly, I've got a dozen different hyperlinks for people to get their speeders if they haven't got them, and I haven't even given out my personal one yet, so hopefully everybody under the sun can get that speeder, because that's what it was designed for. I do see in the chat room that they were asking if I was streaming after the podcast. I'm not going to be able to stream again until, well, it'll be Wednesday that I'll be streaming again.
Why?
I'm helping a friend move right now, and I'm out of town, so...
So now, about the ops, are you enjoying the hard mode, the level of the content? What do you think of the content level and the mechanics?
I love it. I absolutely love it. I love the difficulty of story mode even before they nerf some of the stuff, but I can understand people being really frustrated by it. Right now, even in my group, we've only done 3 of the hard mode bosses. We full clear, everything on story mode is on farm, but we've only gotten 3. We're about to take down the walkers in both my pub and my imp guilds. My imp guild's a little bit further in progress. My pub guild hasn't taken down Bulo yet, but that's because we're still trying to find a permanent 8th. We had a DPS leave our group, but I like the challenge and the difficulty, but I'm also the type of person that thrives off of it. I've also been tremendously blessed in the pub side group in particular that I'm a part of. They are a group that doesn't care if they wipe. They don't care if they're not the best in the world. They don't get pissed off, negative, and despondent. They just keep trying. They keep talking, they figure out what's going wrong, and eventually we beat it. It took us forever to beat Underlurker, while I had already done it a dozen times on the imp side. But this pub group just has some kind of magic sauce where, as long as we're playing the game together, it doesn't matter that we aren't always killing new bosses or whatever. It's just having fun and taking the content. And I like a real challenge that demands that everybody do well. That being said, yeah, this hard mode content is as hard as, or harder than, a lot of the Nightmare content that we've seen before. So I can understand why people that aren't used to this level of difficulty might be having trouble with it. Frankly, I would hope that it's just an indication that they're upping their game, and that people that play SWTOR need to recognize that this is going to be a challenging, difficult game. But some people just want stuff handed to them on a platter.
Yeah.
When do you think Nightmare's coming out? Do you think Nightmare's coming out?
I had originally said 6 months after launch. I'm not sure. I'm really curious about this whole Fallen Empire on the 15th. I think there's been data mined some weapons that are item rating 205, but it's only weapons as far as I've seen. So it makes me wonder if that's just a flashpoint or if it's a single boss. I would like, frankly, they've done it before. It wouldn't surprise me tremendously if they actually came out with a new operation before they came out with Nightmare mode. They came out with a new operation before they came out with Nightmare Explosive Conflict. If they were going in that direction, that might be interesting. It would be nice to see some new ops soon, but then again, I still haven't finished the hard mode content, and I always like to finish the current content before I move on to the next stuff. It doesn't always happen, but I'd like to be able to say I did.
So, so moving away from SWTOR, what hobbies away from video games do you have?
Okay, so I'm a huge tech geek, inside and out. I listen to tons of podcasts. I've worked on podcasts. I love podcasts in general. I also love to read. I'm a Star Wars freak inside and out. I love to watch Star Wars Rebels. I watch tons of TV shows like S.H.I.E.L.D., Arrow, Flash, Game of Thrones, the Daredevil stuff, anything on Netflix virtually that comes out. I really like that Netflix is nailing that sort of stuff out of the park. I keep thinking I need to start a blog because I should start writing things down, but instead I keep recording things and hoping to put them out. We'll see what happens there. But yeah, away from video games, those are most of my hobbies. I mean, I would ski if I didn't live on the East Coast anymore.
Nice.
And at the end of the day, yeah, as the chat room says, I am a total nerd.
So, well, speaking of nerd, I think we have some special Star Wars questions for you, don't we,
Yes,
Jason?
we do. It's time for the rapid chat. So, what is your favorite Star Wars character in a video game, in a book, or in a movie?
Asajj Ventress. That's going to be today.
Nice.
It changes all the time.
What's your favorite Star Wars film?
Let's say
Too slow.
Return of the Jedi. Today we'll say Return of the Jedi.
What faction, Empire or Republic?
Pub love all the way.
What's your favorite Star Wars planet?
Planet?
Or moon, whatever.
Naboo. It's pretty, and it looks
What?
really Italian
Naboo.
in those buildings.
Okay.
Okay.
What is your favorite starship, Ebon Hawk or Millennium Falcon?
Oh, Millennium Falcon all the way.
Yes.
Lightsaber or blaster?
Blaster.
Nice.
Oh my god, you're just like answering all kinds of questions in ways that I would not ever.
That was awesome.
I'm a terrible person, I know. Dude, I want to be Han Solo. This is why my gunslinger all the way.
There is. So we have it. Redna, the Solo. Awesome. Well, that's awesome. Thanks, Redna. That was great. It's always great having you on the show. I love tuning into your stream. I really like what you're doing with the stream and stuff like that. Your interaction is great. I tune in every now and then. I'm a lurker, I'll tell you that. So I don't always log in, but I probably should more often. So.
Well, I'm discovering more and more. It's like if I can even get half of the chat room to say anything in the chat room in order to win a cartel pack, I know that I've gotten the most people I'll probably be likely to have a part of that drawing, because it seems about 50% just like to watch and not say anything, and I'm totally cool with that. But I did very much want to embrace the fact that the people that are in my chat room are the reason that I keep logging in. There are days where I'm having a bad day, or I might be burnt out on the game or any game, but I sit down and decide to stream because, you know what, I want to talk to the people in the chat room, and they make it fun. You know, even when I'm ranting and raging against the operations group, and oh my gosh, did you see that moron? Look, I've got my mouse pointing at him. Watch him. He's about to walk into stupid. Now watch, he's not going to move. Look, he died, and now he's going to yell at me because I'm the healer. You know.
That is Redna's stream, by the way, folks. That is his stream.
I can vent at my chat room. Well, I vent about what I'm doing to my chat room, and that way, when I talk, you know, the chat room asks a lot of times too, are they hearing everything that you're saying? And it's like, no, I leave my mic open for my chat room. I push to talk for my operations group, my PvP group, or whatever, so that I can freaking, you know, be like, oh, guys, that was a really good try. At least that was better than last time. Can you believe how stupid those morons were?
So, actually, your stream is therapy, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And the entire chat room are my therapists.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Redna, for coming by today. I think we're going to move on. We got a recording of the Wook Guild. We got Officer Monk from their guild, and we're going to listen to them for a little bit and see what all's going on with Wook.
And now for our Guild Ready Check segment, we have Monk with the Wook Guild on the Shadowlands server. How are you doing today?
Doing good, guys. How are you?
Good.
Really good. So, how are things going with Wook? What's all going on? What's the latest?
Well, Wook is having a lot of fun. We're kind of catching our breath after Conquest. We spent a lot of time with it. We enjoyed the heck out of it. It was a lot of fun because it came at a time when the guild was probably most benefited by having something that we could all do together. It brought some new blood along. It got us to kind of branch out and do some things that maybe we didn't typically do, but all for the effort, the joint effort of trying to do our Conquest best. And so we had a lot of fun with it. We got to know other people too from other guilds. Got to meet a lot of cool people in friendly and competitive ways that we probably otherwise wouldn't have. Wook is it's fairly well established. We've been around since 2003.
Wow.
And yeah, it's been around quite a while.
What game? What, in like World of Warcraft or
No,
like Galaxies?
Galaxies. Exactly. So they started out in Galaxies. It's got a really good, strong core group of people, and we have a good inner community, which tends to get a little insular sometimes. So having an opportunity to expand and to get out there and cooperate with other guilds and do some fun things like that was really good for us, and we enjoyed it as much as well.
Yeah, see, now I had the opportunity 2 years ago. It'll be almost 2 years ago. I got to interview you guys on the community checkpoints that I used to run for Corellian Radio. So it was neat because your goals that you'd listed, are members experience crafting, leveling, PvP, rating. It's kind of all those things are combined in the Conquest system, and it's like your goals, or you guys are still working on those. And you guys, I know personally from being from Shadowlands and seeing you guys near the top, if not the top on the leaderboard, is amazing. And of course, we'll show it right now. Picture different things that you guys have been doing, and your points are amazing. I mean, we'll just show a few of this, but I mean, the 1 week that you guys got defeated, the only week you got defeated, somebody had to get 42 million points to beat you guys.
That's correct. Yep.
Yeah. What guild was that?
That was Triumph. Triumph blew us out of the water that week.
Wow, they must have really wanted. Do you remember what planet that was?
Oh gosh, no. We could probably get that info. I don't remember now.
Oh, it's okay.
That's just amazing. And some of the single week accomplishments, which I'll be showing those too, just amazing. That's astounding. How do you generate that kind of camaraderie in your guild to really focus on those things and get everybody participating like that?
Well, to tell you the truth, the camaraderie is there. The camaraderie is already part of what the Whoop Guild is all about. It's a very comfortable guild. It's adult in the sense that it's got a laissez-faire type of structure. You have really good players, intelligent people that want to have fun. And a lot of people probably could be playing with more competitive guilds, but they want to play with Whoop because it's a good group of people. So the camaraderie's there. A lot of knowledge, a lot of skill in players in the game. So really, the Conquest was just an excuse for us to put it all together and have fun with it.
Yeah,
like, as you can see, 875,000 points earned by one character 1 week. That's insane.
That is a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot of points.
And I know I've seen you guys a few times at the community cantinas, at least a group of you guys at the Las Vegas one, a big group of you guys at Star Wars Celebration. I think that's so much fun and so great that all of you guys come out and meet up with each other. I wish my guild would do that. That would be so much fun.
That is one of the fun things about it, too, because we get along so well online together. And it's funny, you forget that there are a number of people that you hang out with on a regular basis and consider friends that you've never seen. So the cantina events are a great excuse for us to get out, shake each other's hands, hang out, have a couple of drinks, and talk about the thing that kind of drew us all together, which is Star Wars, The Old Republic.
Yeah, I think that's so important, or that's such a good thing that the community cantinas do. It brings players together in a way that they maybe would never normally do.
Yeah, I mean, and if they did, it would just be at such a great expense, and I think it would be so rare and far between. But the cantina events are a regular thing, and that's something to look forward to. They move around to different parts of the states to where you can get different cross-sections of members. That's really cool.
Now, this last one was at the Star Wars Celebrations, and you guys also got the opportunity to meet the original Wook.
Yes, we did. You have that picture?
Yes, I do. Yes.
Awesome.
Got it showing. Are we showing it right now?
Yeah, that is Chewbacca doing his best Peter Mayhew impression.
Yeah. That is awesome. So,
that was a lot of fun.
What'd you guys ask him? What's some of the things you talked to him about?
We didn't. We were we all got really starstruck when we went over there, and we felt it was such a big group of us that we didn't want to impose on him. I mean, already they were bending the rules for us. As you can see in the photo, right behind us is a photo that says or a picture of a photo, right? The little graphic that says no photos at the table. Yeah, so we were taking photos at that table, and they allowed it, and they were nice enough. We made arrangements ahead of time. He was generous and kind enough to let us do that, but we didn't really want to take a whole lot of his time because we felt like, oh my gosh, we're this mass of people.
Yeah, kind of intimidating. Everyone coming at you with Wook shirts.
But look at, what a great guy. He put the shirt that we gave him up and that's just such a nice, cool thing to do. So yeah, we you could see our faces. We're all starstruck, and so when we walked out of there, we wanted to kind of leave them in peace. But
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Now, along those lines, what do you guys think about the latest teaser trailer and getting to see Chewbacca back on the screen?
I'm not afraid to admit that I got a little misty. It was really awesome. They treated us right at that screening. They played it twice in a row and really let us kind of revel in it. But man, yeah, it's so great to see these iconic images back up on the big screen. Love seeing Chewbacca. I love, the thought that went into, how he looks a little older, a little bit more mature in the face. It was great seeing him, in a familiar pose, in a familiar setting. They really know what they were doing when they set up that shot.
Yeah. So back along to our game, Star Wars: Old Republic. So what are you guys doing now? Are you still focused on the Galactic Conquest, or what is the next phase for Wook? What you guys got going next?
We are not focused on Conquest, but what we're focused on is trying to get members that have missed certain worlds, their world. At the same time, we're not burning and churning. We're really trying to do it in a smart way, because we know that there are other guilds out there that are trying to get their Galactic Conqueror titles, and we don't really just want to be out there dominating the landscape. At the same time, there's a number of us that are competitive and like, hey, we're going to go get this and we're going to take it. So when there's an upswell of interest, then we all jump on and try to make it happen. But at the same time, yeah, we're not trying to stake our dominance and elbow everybody out from getting their titles and getting their worlds.
It's kind of funny because in my guild on the Harbinger Despair, we're number one a lot on Conquest 2, and recently, we've gotten so many of the planets, or most of the planets, and they did a survey on the guild website like, do you want to keep trying for number one, or is just top 10 okay? And I was like, oh, just top 10 is okay. And then I looked at the results, I'm like, oh wow, everyone wants to be number one still. I'm like, oh, okay. I guess we'll keep trying.
Yeah, no, that's cool, and I think the competition is really good. And I'd also like to put out there that we would be more than happy to help some of our friends get worlds, and if there's smaller guilds out there that need some help. We've had a lot of new members come in during Galactic Conquest, and I'm sure that they're part of their own healthy guilds, but the guilds themselves maybe didn't have the numbers to compete. So we're glad that they're there. We're glad that they're having a good time in Wook, and I hope that they feel comfortable to stay and be a part of something really cool. At the same time, we'd also like to help others if that's appropriate. To get their conquest weeks and things like that. Just reach out to us, contact us.
Is there, are you guys recruiting still at all? I think, I thought that your guild was pretty full, by what Bam was saying, when I spoke with him.
We're always full, but we have room. We made our little overflow Wook Junior guild, for a lot of our
that's cute.
Yeah,
Wook
it's
Junior.
cool. It's cool. It was fun for a time. It served for extended family, friends, younger ones, alts. Lots and lots of alts were in Wook Junior. And then when Conquest came along, we really bumped up all of our active players. Just bring all of your tunes into Wook proper, and then that way we were able to really maximize our efforts. But we are full with tunes in Wook proper. But we always make room when there's new add-ons, when there's people coming in. We're trying to make room for them. So although we've never actively recruited, we've never stopped recruiting either. Only I think one time on our website did we say, okay, for right now we're going to ask that people mention a referral. I think that's the most stringent we got with our recruitment. But even then, we really do enjoy giving people the opportunity to come in and see if they match our rhythm, match our velocity, and enjoy the game like we do. So in that sense, we have a lot of people that do come through. They come through, they see what's going on, and if they don't find a good fit, then they're free to move on. But it seems like fellow travelers end up staying, and people of similar mind, mood, and just really want to enjoy the game together.
So you're excited about update 3.2 coming out?
Yeah.
Ready for that?
Yeah, we're having fun. I mean, honestly, Wook is primarily a PvE guild. So the story is what a lot of people talk about, some of the things that we groove on, and we get really stoked about, talking about and theorizing. And one of the things that I'm looking forward to is a continuation of the storyline regarding the Emperor and Zayast, or Zayast or Zeost. I hear people say it differently.
I think it's a Zayos.
Zayast, yeah.
Zayast? Okay, that comes out more naturally. But, I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to do with the storyline. I want to see what we're going to have to do to defeat this Emperor who seems to become, enormously powerful, at least here on Zayos. So
I feel like they're spoiling it for us already because of Fallen Empire, whatever that is. I mean, that kind of sounds like we're gonna, we're gonna do something with the Emperor, and he's gonna fall. So, spoiler alert, guys.
That's possible. I mean, it might be kind of more of a philosophical look at it, how it's it's fallen from what it once was, not just in power but in intent too. So if the Emperor, if this guy is going to try to gobble up the entire galaxy or universe or whatever it is, then that's a big problem, and that puts everybody in the same boat.
Yeah, I'm excited. I like the fact that they even mentioned that they did not put every bit of the story on the PTS. So they said
that's cool.
Yeah, they said there was a few.
Yes, I just naturally stay away. I always like it when it goes live.
Yeah, when I usually go over there a little bit, and I have to try some of it, but there's okay, I've gotten far enough. I've got to stop. I don't want to go anymore. So.
Yeah, I'd end up doing the same thing too.
So is there any last-minute things you would like to tell us about Wook and what you guys got going on, or anything you'd like to tell the community?
I guess I'd like to say, just on a personal level, I really like some of the quality of life changes that are coming with 3.2. That's going to be a lot of fun. The outfit designer is really cool to me personally because I don't get a lot of time to play anymore. So the cost of swapping mods and everything is kind of where it wears on me a little bit. So having that outfit designer is really groovy for me. Quick travel and 12 times XP is kind of cool with the opt-out consumable option. Love that kind of stuff. It's putting some thought into quality of life for us now as we're going into, our 4th year of Soapstar. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it came out in December 2011.
Yeah, that kind of stuff is really cool. I appreciate the thought that they're putting into it. And then as far as Wook is just so consistent with what it is. It stays very, very much the same regardless of the ups and the downs. And we continue to develop a good community for ourselves. And we're looking for opportunities where the game will allow for, if not just the game itself, but, cantina events and things like that will allow for us to meet more of the community. And really, the community is what's going to keep the game going. It's what's going to keep it strong. So we want to look for more opportunities in that way.
Well, I want to thank Wook for stopping by with Monk to tell us a little bit about what they've got going on. And thank you again, and hope you guys stop by again.
Awesome, guys. Anytime. Thank you very much.
That was Monk with the Wook Guild. They're there on the Shadowland server. So if you have an opportunity, you might want to check them out. I'm sure you could message any one of those if you guys want to hook up with their guild. Man, their points is off the charts. Their guild conquest stuff is crazy. So.
Yep, and they are on the Shadowlands.
Yes, indeed. So I get to see them a lot running around on my server. So that's pretty cool.
So if you're a guild looking to get your guild noticed, why not contact us about being on a Guild Ready Check segment, just like Wook? If you're interested, send an email to corellianrun@gmail.com or heather@prettylittlesith.com.
We want to thank all those guilds who have contacted us, and stay tuned for new Guild Ready Checks and possibly Community Checkpoint articles. Don't forget to check out all the great articles on CR this past week. Please take a moment to leave us a positive feedback on iTunes. You can subscribe to our podcast on iTunes or your favorite podcast app.
If you'd like to contact us or have any questions or ideas for discussion topics, email us at corellianrun@gmail.com. You can also follow and tweet us on Twitter at corellianrun. My personal Twitter handle is at Heather_PLS, and Jason is at JT_HoloNet. If you'd like to contact Redna, he is at R3DN4 on Twitch and Twitter. We also have Wook. They are at Wook Guild on Twitter as well. If you're on Facebook, like our Facebook page or join our Facebook group. You can also leave a voicemail for us on our website or on the Facebook page that could possibly be featured on the show. Finally, if you'd like to be a writer or submit content for our website, send an email to jason@corellianrun.com.
That's going to wrap it up for us here at Corellian Radio. We want to thank Redna again for stopping by, and we want to thank the Wook Guild for their Guild Ready check. Thanks for all the fans, followers, and the loyal listeners tuning in, and all those in the chat room. Thanks a lot. And until next time, I'm Jason.
I'm Heather. May the Force be with you, or keep those blasters by your side, kid.
You've been listening to Corellian Run Radio, a Star Wars The Old Republic podcast. Tune in next time to hear Heather say,
"What is Fallen Empire?"
End transmission.